Good morning. We are back live and we are going to finish this combine today. We are only $570 away from finishing it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We are climbing today. So nice reversal that was set in at the end of the day yesterday. And then overnight in Asian and European session, we continued to climb today, and we are basically at highs of the day here now. If we take a look at the 15-minute chart, you can see we are just about at highs of the day here, and we're about to open New York session. So New York session is either going to push past and maybe continue, or we're going to get a rejection here, which we did last time we hit this area here, which you can see is a pretty good resistance point at the moment, and then maybe push down. So we are starting to get some resistance here, but like I said, we're a minute away from the New York session open. Lots of volume and liquidity comes in. So let's see where market decides to go. Thank you. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. So we are 30 seconds away from New York session open. Adjust my microphone here because I have OCD and it's not straight. And here we go. 15 seconds. So as you can see, I marked out my areas of interest again based on yesterday's New York session trading. And once again, we are, I wouldn't say way outside of the range like we were yesterday, but we are definitely outside of the range on the higher end. The good note is we aren't that far away from our volume high, which you can see here held pretty well overnight. So if we do get a fall in the New York session here, which is now open, I'm looking for price to reach volume high here again and then possibly bounce. So that is the, oh wow, look at this. Tumbling. That is the current plan. I don't know if price will get there. So we'll continue to reevaluate as price moves here during New York session, but we are getting a pretty good sell-off here in the first minute, which doesn't really mean much these days. Quite, hefty candle movements we get these days. So let's see what price does here. Remember, we are still trading in very high volatility, very high uncertainty times. So price is going to have some wild movements. We are going to have some very unpredictable and wild price action, as you can see here. So yesterday, after our live session, I did make another trade as we got to certain levels, like I said yesterday. So I did make a little trade, which put me back in the green. So I was like $157 day. At the end, I made a quick 1-to-1 $500 trade, which put me back in the green and got me a little bit closer to the end here. So we are only $570 away from finishing this combine. So again, we're going to be very, very strict and very picky with our trades so that we can get this combine finished here today, hopefully, with any luck. And then again, we'll switch over to the other 50K account to let the main account process and everything else, and that way we're not losing anything, we're not going backwards, and tomorrow's another day, and we'll continue to trade in that main account once everything gets processed and we get this to switch over to the paid account. And then we'll have a new uh, goal, which will be to get our first payout. But first, let's get this finished. So we are still getting some rejection up in this area here. Okay, you can see plenty of liquidity here. And again, if we go back to the 15-minute and we look back, you can see the resistance here. You can see the resistance here. Plenty of it, right? Even back here and here. So pretty good resistance zone where we are right now. So let's let this volatility kind of play out a little bit because at this point, really, if you were going to get in somewhere here, your stop loss would have to be way up here just to account for the volatility and the movements here. Otherwise, you'll get stopped out pretty quick. So let's let this play out. Let's get some confirmation that we are going to continue to the downside, and you know, we'll go from there. But we do have some buyers today stepping up. You know, you can definitely see the overall trend here is an upward trend. We're just getting stopped now at these highs here. All right, so we're kind of creating a double top here so far on the day, and we could be pushing back down to our volume high here from yesterday's session, where you can see acted as a pretty good support overnight. And if we don't make it all the way down here, we do have some support at these levels here too. So it's one or the other. You know, if we break these lows, then we'll head to volume high, but nothing that says that we'll actually get there. All right. So those are the key levels. That's what we're looking for. Right now, we'll see if price comes down to these lows here and get support. We'll kind of go from there. We could kind of go in light here, like with 1 micro, just to catch some of this here, I suppose. We're only 5 minutes in. We got plenty of time. No need to rush anything. We actually have a lot of volume here, and you can see that on the chart too, right? This general area here. So we may only come down to that area, maybe this structure here. We'll get some support right about here. We'll see. We'll let the opening volatility work its way through. While we're doing that, let me take a look at earnings. I did hear some earnings looked pretty decent, and their outlooks actually were pretty good as well, even with tariffs the way they are. So let's take a look at some of those numbers. All right. So Tesla's today after market close, right? That's going to be a big one. We had GE Aerospace beat both EPS and earnings. Verizon, same thing, beat on both. Lockheed Martin beat on both. Northrop Grumman is the opposite here, though. They actually missed on both their EPS and their revenue. And according to news reports this morning, that's because they spent a ton of money trying to catch up on technology with whatever they're building right now, as far as their um, stealth fighters and stuff. 3M beat both EPS and revenue. What else we got? Those are the big ones. And then we have Tesla today. And the outlooks, which I think is more important this time around, were all good. You know, the companies didn't really change their outlooks, um, even with the tariffs built in here. And a lot of these companies had just met with Trump as well. So who knows, behind the doors, don't say anything bad kind of stuff, who knows. But I mean, their EPS and revenues are still doing well. But again, the tariffs aren't really going to be um, in any of these numbers, right? They just went into effect. So this is all first quarter stuff. You won't really see a lot of that in these numbers. Next quarter, if these tariffs continue the way they are, you'll start to see some of these numbers, right? The effects will start to take place, but they may not be there by then. So we might not have these bad earnings that everybody's afraid of coming, right? All right. New York session making new highs here. I've got some big hitters tomorrow too. IBM, AT&T, Boeing. Boeing's outlook is going to be interesting because China just basically told them they don't want any of the planes that they ordered from them. So that's a big hit to them. I wonder if that's going to reflect in their outlook tomorrow. Let's see what else. All right, we're really pushing here. I think those are the big ones for tomorrow. Alaska Air. Yeah. Tesla's going to be interesting later. They could really drive the market down after. We got durable goods on Thursday. IFM meetings all week this week. Michigan consumer expectations for April. Meh. All right. So we have made new highs today. See how far up we go. So seeing how we've made new highs today, buyers are still pretty enthusiastic today so far. So it would seem anyway. So let's see if we can get a reasonable pullback into structure here. And then we can look to maybe continue high, continue long. So if we've pushed past the resistance that we were hitting so far. Again, if we look back here, well, on the 1 hour chart, actually, we're looking like we're right there. On the 15-minute, you can see we pushed past here. So which one do we go by? This is obviously going to be a stronger one, right? Yeah, so we're just coming into the resistance area here. So let's see how far we go. Very bullish overall today so far. So if we continue, I'd like to see, like I said, a nice pullback, either retesting these highs or just retesting. Here's a tiny bit of structure, so maybe we get some liquidity down here. And if that holds, then we can continue along possibly. Pretty decent move to the upside here. Just watch out for a quick fall, right? That's what we don't want to see at this point. We can get a nice easy pullback, right? Nice and slow. Get some liquidity somewhere. Maybe in this general area underneath here. We definitely got some momentum here. See if we got any news here. So far, this is good. Nice slow pullback here. We didn't get a quick drop, which would indicate, like a liquidity grab. So this is good. Would really like to see more of a pullback here. Be careful we don't get a little sell off here. volume's dropping off here for buyers. We are getting a little support here. Looks like we're getting our last minute push here back to the upside. So this is the final candle in the second 15-minute candle of the New York session. And we are making new highs. All right. Nice strong finish here. Okay, still progress to the upside. Yeah, buyers are in it today. Finding plenty of liquidity here, it looks like. All right, watch out here. We're basically almost back to where we opened yesterday. So everything that we've lost yesterday, we've gained back so far. Just about. All right, buyers still pushing higher. So we're up 2% on the day, 371 points so far. Very strong push in this New York session so far. As you can see here, where's New York session is here. Very, very strong push to the upside so far. We are now reaching where we opened yesterday. So we've taken everything back that we lost yesterday. Really nice move so far. It's good structure too. This would have been, should have been an entry here. It wasn't enough of a pullback. I was looking for something a little bit more, but very clearly we are very bullish with a decent amount of momentum here. So this would have been a nice entry here. Yeah, we went right up to the price that we literally opened the market up with yesterday. Hmm. Still a nice slow move to the downside so far. So still looking bullish here. Doesn't look like we're going to get, quick flush here, which is good. All right, we got our first sign of resistance on the 15-minute chart. So let's see if this liquidity zone holds. And hmm, maybe. So liquidity here, right? See if we hold here. I almost want to take a quick little long scalp. Hesitated here. I was very much contemplating taking a long here just to go to even close to previous highs because I think we're gonna at least retest, if not move further. But this would have been a good, nice little long position here that probably would have done it. Probably would have done it with this candle close here, nice and bullish. You know, um, in and out of our liquidity zone here. You can see where we've bounced before. And we got a nice bounce out of here. It's almost exactly the same place. This candle here on its retrace or even on its close, honestly, would have been a nice entry point up to previous highs here. Missed that one. Missed it. But that would have been a nice trade. That would have been the trade, honestly. That's okay. Excuse me. We might be starting to form a reversal here. Depends on where we head from here. Very, very low volume. Trying to move up here. Yeah, orders are really starting to pick up now. The tape is starting to move much, much quicker. So watch for your move past liquidity here. If we're topping out here, we'll see. All right, watch the next candle. We're either going to move up or pretty quick down here. Last candle in the 15-minute. Let's see where we close. All right, buyers holding up here. Okay. Sellers are now stepping in here. Pretty strong. Back into our liquidity zone here. Buyers are still holding up down here so far. All right, our control has moved. So buyers did push up here, but we could not break our previous high here, where you can clearly see sellers came in here. So you can see that that matches our zone here, right? Plenty of volume coming in here. Plenty of volume coming in. We have a lot of little spikes here too. So we might get some consolidation here, which is fine. Looks like we might retest again. You can see we got some liquidity starting to build up underneath here. I'm sure our control will switch to somewhere here if we continue to um, reach into our liquidity here. Nice push. Nice push, retesting. Not quite, but we might be retesting highs here. Maybe not quite. Oh, okay. Quick little retest there. Well, retest, quick little push past, actually. Right. Quick little push past there. Nice volume spike there, too, with that. But we're not moving. So watch for the quick. Nope, still pushing. Okay. All right. Buyers are still in it. That's 2 trades here that we could have taken. This liquidity zone here, very strong. Strong like bull. All right. Very bullish day. Very bullish day. I should have been able to capitalize on this for sure. Oh. Ugh. I don't want price to just dump on me, but we're holding here too. We got one more minute in this 15 here. I want to go long right now. But we didn't really push that far past here. So it would be dumb to buy at the tippity top here. Nah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just wait. Just wait. I don't know what's got the market so hyped today. Maybe it's because of decent earnings, decent outlooks. I don't know. ECB says it doesn't see recession this year. I don't know. Still pushing higher. Crazy. These are unfortunate. This is me not trusting my strategy when clearly it worked, and it would have worked twice. Oh, Bitcoin broke through 90,000, huh? Well, all right then. We have not had one red candle on the 15-minute chart yet in the New York session. Not one red candle in the New York session yet. Look at this. New York session is here. Not one. And we're actually looking like we're expanding again. So here's highs of yesterday. Maybe that's where we're going. Highs of yesterday. It's very possible. I would say if we do make it to highs of yesterday, you might see a pretty big rejection there. We have not had any relief really, a little bit here where our liquidity was sitting. It's some relief here, but this is just very, very strong push. So if we do make it to highs of yesterday, I would watch out for pretty big rejection off of that. But that might be what we're aiming for. Let's see if we tap into liquidity again. And I don't know, we'll see. With the momentum that we have, I don't see why we wouldn't reach for highs of yesterday at this point. But we are pretty overextended also, so these were the two trades. Oh, this one here too. 3 trades. We missed 3 trades. Sitting on my hands. This last trade here seems to be very difficult. Well, not gonna have anybody to blame but myself today. This is beautiful market structure here. Can't even complain. A little bit of volatility in the morning, which is normal, but after that, look at this. Entries here. You had an entry here. You had one here. You had another one here. I don't know what I'm doing. Scared to pull the trigger. That's what I'm doing. No, we didn't quite make it up. And the orders are flowing again. Yeah. Here we go. We're headed straight for highs of yesterday. That's where we're going. And I've missed 5 opportunities now. Mm. Usually traders have FOMO. This is not even FOMO. This is fear of getting in. Goodness. Almost there. Nice volume spike there too. Nice. Come down, retest highs. Zoom, zoom. At this point, I'm just waiting until we hit highs of yesterday because I think we'll get a quick turnaround off of that. I mean, we still were what now? What's it, 11? An hour and a half into the New York session, and we have not made one red candle on the 15-minute chart, on the 1 hour chart, obviously the 4 hour chart. And on the day chart, we're about to take over the entire candle from yesterday. So maybe we won't get a rejection there. We'll see. Hmm. Oops. That's not what I want. Circle. So, whoa. There's all of our missed opportunities today. God, when you look at it like that, what a day we could have had. My goodness. Look at this. I would have had this challenge done and the other one halfway done. Come on, pop through. You know you're going to do it. Pop through, reach those highs. There you go. Come on. There you go. Just do it already. Get to those highs. Do what you're going to do. Almost there. Just shy. There it is. So we reached it. Yeah. So let's see what price does from here. I want to sell right here. Well, price action is telling me no. Can't do it. I mean, we're definitely getting some resistance here, right? But still a lot of buyers. Still pushing higher. The buyers are really holding price here. I mean, they're both holding. Still got a ton of buyers coming in. I'm getting the sea of green instead of the sea of red, which is what I want to see, right? It's kind of going back and forth, honestly. Ton of orders here. Ton of orders, which is what I thought we would get a quick rejection here, but we're still making new highs. My goodness, the buyers do not want to let go. They do not. Oh, was that it? Was that the little last push? Goodness.
Order filled.
Let's give it a shot. Light position. Nope, we're gonna push. All right, we're in light. Try to see if we can catch the reverse here. But the buyers are very, very strong. So this is a very, very risky trade here. You know, to be quite honest with you, not going to be the best trade ever, but I'm going to try to do something here. Try to do something here. So light position. If we continue to the downside, maybe we'll add to it. But buyers are very strong today. Very, very strong. So don't be fooled. Price can move quickly in either direction here, so be very, very careful. This is not a trade that I would normally take, being up at the very, very top here without any confirmation. But we're going to be a little bit more aggressive here to see if we can get this done. I'm going to run my stop loss very tight to this one if it does end up going in my direction. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I think that if we do reverse here, it's going to be a quick move to the downside. But again, buyers are very, very strong today, so that could be completely wrong. So let's see what we can get here. If we get a decent move to the downside here, I'm going to move to break even very quickly. Buyers have shown their strength today. So definitely not the greatest idea to go against them. But sometimes you got to take a little risk to get some gains. So far, buyers are holding. We need a break below this wick here, and a good one too. We need a good flush here is what we need. A good drop. Buyers are stepping up. They're still stepping up. Come on. Let's get this done. Complete opposite from yesterday, huh? The sellers were resilient yesterday. Today, it is the buyers. It is the buyers today. All right, I'm at break even just because I don't like the way this is going already. So risk-free trade so far. Come on, let's get that flush. Let's get that dump. We don't need much. Just need a little bit. If we can tap right into this liquidity again, which doesn't seem so far-fetched, although we do have some areas here, but if we can get a push down here, then we're good. We're done. We're golden. See if we can keep pushing through here. If we push lower here, I'm going to start trailing the stop loss a little closer, just so that we can lock in some profits if we don't make it all the way down. I don't want to move it too soon because I want to give it some room. Sellers are in a tough fight here. This could be the trade here, guys. This could be the trade. Or not. Give us some love here. Come on. Buyers are starting to come back in here. It wasn't the quick flush to the downside that I was hoping for, so it worries me a little bit that we may be heading up for either a retest or a continuation. I mean, we did get our first red candle finally of the day in the 15-minute chart here, but it doesn't really mean anything, you know? So let's see how strong the buyers are here. If we get knocked out, it's break even. We gave it a shot after our 5 missed opportunities here. All right, let's see a nice big push down here. Let's see a nice big push down. It's got to be a little better than that. There we go. There we go. All right, stop loss up to this swing high here. That way we're locking in a little teeny bit of profits. Let's see if we can, nice, very nice. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We're halfway there. We're halfway there, but we are up against a very worthy opponent today. Those buyers are in it. Let's go. Let's see if this could be the one. Let's see if we can catch the one trade on our live here. And then I'm done for the day. Then I'm walking away. Let's see. I don't want to get too cocky here because we can flip around at any time here. The buyers have been in control all day. So, yeah, at a little key level here. Let's see if we can hold, push through. Come on, sellers. We don't look bad on the 15. But again, like I said, can go either way here. These buyers don't need much to flip. And quite honestly, we do have a little bit of liquidity just underneath us here. So if we break through here, then I think we're good to reach our TP. But we gotta move through a little bit here. You know, we can move through here. Then I'll move my stop loss again. Be a little bit aggressive with it just so that we do lock in something. Come on, sellers. Getting a sea of green here, which I don't really like. Come on. Nice push past here. Okay. Let's keep it up. No, don't do that. Here we go. Can we keep going? Gonna go a little tighter with the stop. We're just gonna keep trailing here until we squeeze, just so that we're making something out of this trade if we don't make it all the way to our take profit. So if we can get a nice good push through here, then I think we'll be okay. I'm just very aware of the fact that we can flip at any point here, which is why I'm trailing the stop loss a little tighter. As we continue to get closer, I'll move it a little bit tighter and tighter too, right? So that we're not losing much. So we're in the green regardless here with this trade. But I want this to be the trade. Or maybe I should say I don't want it to be the trade, because then it'll happen, right? We don't want to tell the market what we want. We want to say we don't need this to be the trade. We're okay. We don't need this to be the trade. Because tomorrow's another day, right? We've waited. We have been patient. I have been afraid to pull the trigger, as we can see. It's tough. The emotions run very, very high when you're this close, you know? And then the question is like, how are we going to react after? I guess I'd rather be overly cautious than be dangerous in the market, you know? We look good here. We look good. We don't have much more to go here. We look good. Come on. Don't fail me now. Don't play with me.
Order filled.
Guys, you just watched me pass my very first challenge here live. There's a ton of excitement running through me right now, but I'm trying to. No, fuck that. I'm excited. You just watched it. We watched it. We watched it together. We played it out. Account is at 53,116. We did it. We pushed past. Nice $646 trade there. We went in light because it was a very, very risky trade. We went in light. We targeted a very appropriate area for TP, which is very, very important. We weren't targeting the amount, right? We were targeting the appropriate levels in the market. Okay, which also shows a huge amount of growth for me. And we let it play out. We trailed stop loss nicely. We didn't do it too early, as I usually do. We played this out really, really nice. And I'm glad that we caught it here live in our live session. Super excited, man. Super excited. Woo. Yeah. Boom. Challenge passed. Top Step Combine passed. Let's get it. Yes. And now we're going to switch out of this so that I don't make any dumb mistakes with it. Boom. We're in our backup account. That's it. We made it. We made it. We passed our first challenge, our first combine through Top Step. Boom. Just like that. Funded. I hope. Let me there's always these weird rules and stuff in here, right? So let's just make sure. This is going to take because it all sets up at end of day. So this is going to take till the end of day to actually switch over and everything. But I should be able to double check here. 53,116 is where the account is. Best day is below 50% of profit target. That's a check mark. Reach and maintain 3,000. Check mark. We did it. We did it. God, it's been so long. We did it. Woo. All right. I think I'm going to be done today. I'm not even going to trade in the other one. We did it. We did it. Whew. Yeah, I'm not trading anymore today. Too much excitement and adrenaline. So I'm going to play it smart and we're going to let it sit. We're going to stew. The sun is shining. It's going to be 75 degrees today. Shit, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the day. Man, I want to thank all you guys for the support, especially for the very few of you that have been around for since I started doing these lives and inside the um inside our group. Thank you. Thank you. Because I appreciate the conversations and I appreciate being able to, you know, run ideas back and forth. It does help. Um, and so I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. And this is a huge day for me. This is a huge day for me. Man, the feeling is I don't even know how to describe it. It's fantastic. When you've been working towards something for years. This is 3 years in the making. Um, and man, it feels good. It feels good. It's awesome. And I'm not trying to gloat because that's the last thing I want to do. Because quite honestly, like you could blow an account anytime, right? But I just want to share, my feelings with you guys, especially those of you who are trying to do the same thing. Keep going. Keep going. Do not give up because it is worth it. I can tell you that now. It is worth it. Um, whew. All right, so I'm gonna be done for today because I'm not in any kind of state to continue trading. And like I said, we're gonna let this sit. Everything in Top Step, works off of end of day closures. So this should be by tonight, and I'll double check and I'll post in the Discord if the new account is all set up and everything. I'll definitely let you guys know. And hopefully tomorrow we come back with a funded account. And we'll see. I might take a couple days. I don't want to just rush into things and blow things and whatever else. I have the other 50K account that we could work on too. We'll see. We'll see how I feel in the morning. But thank you guys for coming along on this ride, and we have much more to accomplish, right? So next goal is our first payout. Next goal is first payout. So with Top Step, we have to have 5 green days of a minimum of $200 each day, non-consecutive. So we just have to have 5 green days, period. Doesn't have to be in a row, with a minimum of $200, and then we can pull our first withdrawal. My personal plan for this is to get the account to 60,000 and only pull 5,000 out of that. So before I take my first payout, I want to get to 60,000. And you can take up to half. Uh, so I'll take 5,000, which leaves me $5,000 of wiggle room, right? Which is a good amount for a 50K account, because now my zero threshold is 50,000. I can't go below 50,000. So right now my drawdown is, uh, $3,100. I'd like to get that to 5,000 before I make my first withdrawal. So I have a nice cushion just in case I have some red days in a row, which could happen to anybody, right? And I am by no means in any type of consistent place here yet, right? Just because we passed a challenge finally does not mean that I have found consistency and does not mean that I am now profitable either. You know, we're going to work towards that still. But my plan is to get the count to 60K. My first payout will be 5 grand. I'll leave 5 grand in there. And then from that point forward, I'm only going to take 70 to 75% of my earnings out, leaving 25% so that the account continues to grow so that I can continue to grow my cushion and then hopefully, be able to scale up from there. That's the plan. I think that's the smart way um to do that and to build these accounts. And yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you, especially the few of you, you know who you are, that have had some really nice conversations, um, knocking ideas back and forth. Let's continue to do that. Let's continue to help each other learn and grow in this wonderful opportunity that we have here. And then we can help others do the same thing, right? Once we get to a place where we're very comfortable, and we can turn around and bring some other people with us, because I truly believe that while this might be the most difficult thing that I've ever done in my life, it is the best and will be the most rewarding. So keep pushing, keep pushing. Let's keep doing it together. Let's continue to grow our community. So don't forget to click that link in the description below for the free Discord and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay green. Have a great day.